welcome back. Crazy day. I just met a guy, newer neighbor over at Makati, and he was hanging out with his dog, and I got to play with his dog, and he was in the Navy, and I'm Marines, and talking all the veteran stuff. So almost didn't make it, but I did. So here we are. Things are going crazy. Market is definitely slowing down. I'm looking all over the place. I'm talking to a lot of different people, looking at a lot of different reports all over the United States, and things are slowing down. And what I'm saying is, like, I'm even telling my agents, look, if you're going to do open houses, I want you to do open houses on the west side of Silicon Valley. That's where the business is happening right now, right? Everything on this side, I mean, you have Willow Glen, Almaden, Cambrian. Those houses are still selling. Not at the same clip that we saw in April of this year, all the way down to like 2020, but they're still selling. Houses in Cupertino are still selling. Houses in Los Gatos and Palo Alto and Los Altos and Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Santa Clara, they're all selling. I mean, they're not selling at the same clip, right? We're all down. We're all strategically down, mostly because of rate. But people over there tend to have a little bit more money, and they're not as affected by a 7% interest rate as are other people. And, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it smartly, where they can afford to put maybe 2 or 3% down on their mortgage to buy the points down. So we're going to go into that a little bit if we have time today. So let's jump in real quick. Talk about, let's do this little fun thing. Hang on a second. All right. Talking about rates. Rates are going high. Now, last week it was actually a little bit higher, I think. Yeah, it was. Last week we were right about here, 7.279. But guess what, guys? Yesterday it was 7.3 and actually came down. So yeah, kind of crazy. We're going to be hovering. And here's the other thing too. It's widely believed throughout the entire community that I serve, on the lender side, on the investor side, on all the different sides, so that number is going to continue to go up. So buckle in. Are we going to see prices flatten out or go down? Well, truth told, prices have come back a little bit. They've actually receded a little bit. And again, we're going to go into that, so stay tuned. All right. Let's see what else we have. News update. I really need more music on that, better music. Okay, so again, gas is kind of coming down. It's ridiculous. I sent out a post last week, I think, and I was like, oh, I'm really grateful the fact that, prices at San Jose, North San Jose, at the new Safeway, I paid $5.03 or $5.09 or something like that, which I thought was really good because we had been paying $6. Ridiculous. And now I'm looking and I see Gas Buddy. Where's Gas Buddy? High is now 579. That's the highest I found, but the lowest I found was 479, 474. Oh, that's the one. But you have to pay cash for that one, right? Costco's 489. When I filled up last time, it was 489 at this exact Costco right here. So good news. Prices are coming down. I don't know if we're going to see 3 again, not for a while, but that is what it is. I saw this news report. Make sure you guys can see this. Oh, great. It's gone now. That is so awesome. There it is. No, that's not it. What happened? There it is. I knew I had it. I already had it up. So this is the index of economic freedom. Everybody's like, U.S. is the best place to work or live. And I get that for the most part, kind of, right? I mean, it's a choice. You have certain things. This is what you're used to. But you have other things that are this is just economic freedom. So cost of living, how much taxes you pay, how much money you tend to make, how easily upward mobile you are, those kind of things. And the United States came in 25th out of like 450 different countries. So it's kind of interesting to see. You think US is the best place for everything, but there's other things like in these places you have socialized medicine, so that means you're paying more in taxes. Same thing in Canada. I can tell you specifically because I never had to pay taxes like that, but I'm from there. I have family there, and I know that cost of living there is a little more expensive because taxes are more expensive, right? Cost of living is less expensive there. It's better than it is in the United States. So, not saying that everything else is bad in the United States, just it's a little more expensive to live in the United States. This is something I wanted to talk about right here. Repairs that will help you sell your house in a cooling market, right? Get this on Realtor. I'm actually going to do a video on this as a little subsidiary, yeah. But this is important right here. When I go to help somebody sell a house, I tell them, hey, these are things you should do to sell your house, right? I had this story about should you buy air conditioning over the summer because everybody's like, freak, it's hot. I want air conditioning in my house. And, the old people are like, I've lived here for 40 years. I don't need air conditioning. It's just hot 2 or 3 times a year. Well, here's the thing. You might as well use it and enjoy it if you're going to pay for it. And people are willing to pay more for a house with air conditioning. As a matter of fact, in 95132, North San Jose, they're willing to spend on average $120,000 more for a house with air conditioning in it. That's just the numbers and how they work out. Crazy, right? Doesn't talk about other things that they remodeled or how new the houses are that sold for more. Doesn't talk about how dated the older houses are and what condition the houses without air conditioning is in. It was a very simple survey research piece. Some things that we're going to look at right here. There's some charts, right? Hardwood flooring. We did that. I don't know. My dog's 8 years old now, so she destroyed our carpets. And about 7 years ago, we put hardwood flooring in to our house because she destroyed our house. Here's the thing, though, right? When you go to sell your house, you're paying for the utility of somebody else. Yes, you're going to flip it and get that mindset of a flipper. So you're investing money. But guys, if you do it over time, it's not going to be as painful. And when the economy is bad, less construction is being done, meaning workers are out of work and get into the mindset, yeah, it's going to suck, but you're going to get better deals because people are, I don't want to say desperate, but they're more willing to work for less. Right? So hardwood flooring, it's a good investment. This is something we're going to have to do when we move out because I'm not going to do it now because I have 2 dogs and they run around and scratch the floor all the time, that kind of thing. If you want a copy of this, let me know. Insulation, just like, I don't know if you've watched my videos on the house that we're putting together right now, but they paid to have new pipes put in because it was old and stainless steel, the galvanized. It was all rusted inside and nasty. You don't get a huge ROI out of that other than the fact to say, hey, the copper there's new copper pipes. They spent $7,500, whatever the number is. So that's added value. But at the same time, you're not going to get the same ROI out of it, right? And that's the whole point of these things. Insulation, you're going to get a utility out of insulation. It's going to cost you X amount of dollars, but over the next 10 or 15 years that you live in that house, you're going to enjoy that house more because it's cooler or warmer or more insulated. And your energy bills aren't going to be as expensive. So these are things, the reason why I'm telling you this is because if you're thinking about doing things to your house, don't put them off. Look into them now because things are going to start slowing down in the next couple of years. We've been talking about this, right? Basements. Well, we don't have to talk about basements because there's not a whole lot of basements in California. Closet renovation. Yeah, if you want to go crazy and have that really nicely upgraded thing, and you have a walk-in, you want to have, your luxurious walk-in closet. That's absolutely true, right? So, but your ROI is 83%. Again, there's utility value and resale value, right? Or ROI. Your utility value is the fact that you get to use it, right? So right now we have this house, and granted, I'm working with the kids of the parent who passed away, and we're doing remodels there now on different things. But when she was sick, she had her bathroom remodeled, her master bathroom remodeled, which is great, but they didn't do that great of a job. So we're having it, touched up a little bit. We're just doing like new floor, new paint, new windows, new not cabinets. We're painting the cabinets. We're putting in new vanities in the bathrooms to make it look nice, and then we'll stage it up. At conversion, again, this is for all the United States, right? They don't have it for specifically for San Jose or Silicon Valley or Santa Clara County or California. This is it across the United States. So cost is about $80,000. You're going to get about 75% ROI on it. So again, if you're going to do it, enjoy it. Let's do it now before you decide you're going to move, or just don't do it. There's certain things that we talk about when you go to sell your house, how to make it look nice. We're not trying to trick anybody, say it's new cabinets. We're just saying the cabinets are painted. They look nice, bright and airy, right? Bathroom renovation, 71%. So if you're curious about the rest of these, let me know. I'm happy to walk through them with you. How was that? Oh, median sales price came out, I think the day after my last thing, last Thursday. So something to think about here to understand what's going on is July for August was the highest month reported in the history of the U.S. tracking median sales price of homes in the United States. So you can take a look at this. That's right here. Right, that's 416 or 413. Now it's been adjusted. Look at that. They adjust it all the time. And now it's 384,800. That's the new number, 384. So again, I told you that values are coming down, and they're going to continue to go down. Not at such a huge rapid pace, because if you went back, 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to see that the number that's coming down is just very small. All right. Airbnb, insurance reform. So I saw a couple reports on what happened with Ian in Florida. It's kind of near and dear to my heart because we were looking in Cape Coral and Fort Myers at homes around there just for investment purposes. And I was on San Sanibel Island, and I crossed over the bridge that got destroyed. And there was also a pier that we went and hung out for the day at the beach, and we walked on that beach, on that pier, and that was destroyed. So, intently, I was like, this is bad. This is not good. I want to learn more about it, find out what's going on with the people there. I saw a report, I want to say it was 60 Minutes, but they're saying that hurricane insurance for a single family home is about $10,000. Right? Earthquake insurance. I know we just had an earthquake yesterday. It was like 5.1, 5.3. Earthquake insurance is crazy expensive here. It's ridiculous. Insurance is governed by each state, just like it's regulated by the state, just like real estate license, just like contractor's license, and each state has their own rules and regulations. But it's my firm belief, and I think we have to start talking about this more, is that we have to have some sort of insurance reform. Because health insurance, house insurance, car insurance, all these different types of insurance, you're spending a bunch of money on your life for insurance. And there's just something's got to change. And I know I have insurance people that are probably hating me right now, but y'all are charging too much money. Just saying. All right. So one of the guys I follow, Zuber, he talked about this in one of his videos. And I've been talking to y'all about Airbnb being one of the tipping points, right? Tipping points of what's going on, right? We have the healthcare industry, the automotive industry, probably now the insurance industry, but probably not because it's governed, it's regulated. That's fine. I believe that short-term rentals are going to be one of the things that are going to hurt a lot of investors. And I've said it multiple times over the last few months that I've been doing this, talking to you about why I think this. One, I think that less people are going to travel, and when they travel, they don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of having to deal with Airbnb versus just going to a hotel. Now, I'm not saying that there's no value to an Airbnb, I'm not trying to shoot them in the foot or anything, but I'm seeing both sides of this. Me, when I go travel, I have no desire to sleep in anybody else's house. I just don't. I'm not into that unless I bring my dog, and then I'm going to go find like a motel and sleep there. Or there's hotels that cater to dogs. Airbnb, you have to pay for the room for the time that you're there. And yes, sometimes it's nice and luxurious because it's against the water or near a vacation spot. But like houses in Scottsdale and Phoenix, I mean, I'm not saying that, again, I'm saying it's a bad thing, but there's going to be less demand for Airbnb. As a matter of fact, this guy that's talking on this one right here, he said he's actually making more converting his Airbnbs into long-term rentals because of the cost, because there's less demand, because there's so much competition right now. Everybody wants to get into the game. And I'm sure if you touch Airbnb anywhere, you're going to start getting Airbnb, how to be an Airbnb millionaire commercials or ads. I'm not saying not to do that. Just be very, very careful, because it's my belief that that's going to be one of the things that hurt certain areas, because demand goes down and people overbuy houses or property, and they go from something where they're supposed to make, say, let's say $10,000 a month, and now it goes down to $3,000 a month. Well, that business model just collapsed their ability to pay off their loan and keep that house, all the utilities on. So smart Airbnbers are going to start looking at, smart Airbnb host. And it's not just Airbnb. There's VRBO. There's a bunch of these guys out there, right? They're going to start looking into what it would take to convert these assets into long-term rentals. And they're going to find that it's a little more profitable right now to convert them into long-term rentals, even if it's furnished. There's going to be a small part of these people that have their head in the sand and say, nope, it's fine, everything's great. And then all of a sudden the market, something's going to collapse, and then they're going to lose their assets. So be careful with this Airbnb thing. One of my friends and clients sent me this. It's just backing up the whole story that market values are falling. Home values are, no, I can't say falling. They're contracting a little bit. A couple months ago, the buzzword was shift. I never used that shift. I thought it was we're in a correction right now. We've been looking at it. I've been waiting for this since 2008, because back then I wanted to invest, and back then I was broke. I didn't have any money to invest money. So now I've been putting away my money, waiting for the market to correct. And I think now's the time to look into investing. So you look at these numbers right here, 40 days on market, it's up 10 from last week. 90 days on market is up again. REOs are up, but that's ebb and flow, right? Because they release them at batches. REOs are released in batches, so that'll slow down. That number will come back down. So it kind of goes up and down, up and down. Same thing with REOs. I didn't even look. Let's take a look at what that number is. See if it's still around. Oh, I'm going to owe it to you. Let's see if I can find it. REOs, all of California results. And guys, if you want to look at REOs, let's do it. I'm happy to do that, but understand that they're not like what you think they are from 2008. They're just not going to be like that. It's just not going to be like that right now. They're strong assets. Banks are going to be taking them back, but they're not in the tens of thousands. They're not desperate to unleash it. They're not destroying the market or collapsing the market. So REO asset managers aren't going to be willing to go in at, buy these or sell these off at 25% or 50% or 60% of value. Sometimes you can get them a little bit lower depending on the damages that you see, but overall, you're not going to see it be a bank-owned, buying opportunity. All right. So again, 384 down last month, 5,000. On average, we're down 5,000-ish. On average, median home sales have gone down in value the last 4 months in a row. It's not Travis. It's not like free fall or anything. It's just normal. But again, it's going back to this whole idea here that this Reddit from an appraiser, and he's noticing that values are contracting, right? So I know down here, when we look at these numbers are going up and down, kind of up and down, but I can't tell you what specifically on the average, what those sales prices are. I can only tell you what San Jose is doing because that's what I track, right? So I can tell you last year we're 110%, and this year we're down. As a matter of fact, let me show you this real quick. Hang on a second. I want to do this again. Los Gatos. Oh, it is in there. Okay. Let me bring this over so you can see it. All right. This is Los Gatos. Very high-end homes over there. Right? Homes are still selling on average below list price. That's the 100% mark, right? It's taking homes longer to sell. You go to Cupertino, right? And do the same thing. Yeah, so Cupertino is below the 100% mark. I can even show you in the data, 99.7. It's starting to slow and affect everybody right now because 7% is a lot, and we're not used to that. 4.5%, 5% was normal. 7%, maybe next couple of weeks we're going to see 8%. It's going to slow down the market. It's just the way it is, right? It's going to be harder to sell homes. So San Jose, just because we're here. Sorry. The glim of better typist, but I'm off my balance here. 27 days to sell. And we're actually we've been hovering like that for a while. And I can prove that to you right here, right? We've been at about 100% for quite a while. We're not seeing the 10% like we saw last year. We're not seeing 7, 9, 10%. We're just not doing that. We're still seeing houses sell for over, but I can tell you for a fact this one that went for 130 was underpriced on purpose to get a quick sale, and it came to market level for today, not for April 2022. Keep that in mind, because remember, in April houses were still selling. March houses were still selling far and high above. I was getting 25, 30% over on all my listings because that's, I negotiate that way. The low was 90. We saw one at 68. This was done because that was, they put an extra zero and don't think that they're done, because I've done it before. I'm not stupid, but it's a mistake. It's not a big deal. Average sales price is now 1.4 on average. Over the last 6 months, it's 1.5, right? That's down $50,000 ish. These are averages here, just so you know. So you can look at, this is this week, this is last week. If you want to look at the average numbers, they're right here for you. And I do that so that you can have a glimpse at what's today, real time, and where we are on average. This is like a 6-month running average, right? So last year we were 13 days on market on average, as was last year, the last week. And this year we're seeing an average of 22 days on market, as compared to like right here. So you see there's a 6-month lag, and you take those numbers, and that's where you're coming up with these numbers. Pendings is 44. Again, nothing to cry about, except for when you look at it, it's about 50%. Closes last year, we're down about 50%. But yeah, so we're about 54%. So we're below the average, but I think that's going to level out once we get past this 8%. Cancellations were up 31%. One of those were me. My one in Morgan Hill, we canceled out. I'm going to wait for the market to come back. Was on market for 65, 70 days, and none of the homes there were selling in that specific area, in that specific size. There was just no demand for it. So we pulled it off, see what's going to happen. TFT transaction fell through. That means it went back out of contract. So 29, and on average, we're seeing about 31 a week, right? We're seeing 131 list price decrease. And again, that's about 208 over a 6-month running average. And I'll let you look at these numbers here. Again, these are active homes per square mile in Tampa. Active homes per 1,000 people, 3.9, right? San Jose, again, we're very healthy, 2.5 and less than half per 1,000 people. So there's still demand there. That's just San Jose. We're not talking about the whole county. These are just cities, right? Cape Coral, 30 houses per square mile, 16 and a half homes per 1,000 people versus 4/10, right? Everything else, New York's doing well, even though their numbers are still growing. They're still doing per their population, they're still doing healthy, but there's a lot of houses on New York. And I think it's just, if you look at the map on this one, I think it's just, it's all the major boroughs of New York. Phoenix has gone down just a tad bit. Again, 7.4 homes per square mile. It's not unhealthy. It's not bad. Las Vegas has exploded. We saw this one was under 4,000. It's now over 5,600. This is crazy. I think we've been talking about Las Vegas being the canary in the coal mine. You're going to see, if the market collapses, you're going to see Las Vegas being one of the ones that really, really falter down, as well as I think Boise. But don't hold my name to that. All right, y'all. That's it. It was a half hour, really fun, easy. I hope that's helpful. I didn't get to do my by the numbers thing. If you're thinking about, if you watch this more than once or twice and haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. It only helps. We're doing shorts. We're doing foundational videos, 5-10 minute videos, and we're also doing these lives. I'd like to pull these out and finally put them into chapters so people can search for them. But whatever, it's helpful. If you're getting value out of this, you want to learn some other things, please let me know. If you think I'm wrong, I've been wrong. Ask my wife. I'm wrong a lot. If you're wrong, if you think I'm wrong, let me know. If you want to talk about it or debate about it or just tell me I'm a fool, let me know. Pop on the video and I'm happy to jump on. All right. I'm Vito Stranecchia with the Avatano Group, powered by Compass. We'll see you.